I am Catholic as well. It's so weird. It's so weird being Catholic in this country because I'll be talking to people and I wear a cross and I'll be like, oh, I am Catholic. And Americans will be like, oh, cool, so do you believe in God? And I'll be like, no. They're like, how are you Catholic? And I'm Irish Catholic. Like, what's that mean? I was like, I believe in shame. Which has made it very hard to date in New York City specifically. Because, I don't know, the men are a little different to Irish men. Irish men know Irish women. We're very hyper-independent and very defensive. I'll give you an example. When the bill, or the check as you call it, comes to the table, an Irish woman will physically fight you for that bill. Irish man knows he's still fucking paying for that bill, okay? It's just for her to alleviate any guilt about the fact that he's paying. But with the New Yorker men, you know, very direct people. I remember being on a date with this guy and I was like, oh, would you like me to pay? And he was like, okay. I was like, who the fuck raised you? Also, you guys give out too much compliments. It's very untrusting for us Irish people. I was with a guy for 3 years, an American man, and he would give me compliments every morning. We'd wake up and he'd go, oh my God, how am I so lucky to have the most beautiful girl in the world? And I'd be like, what the fuck do you want from me? I've seen Rihanna, do not lie to my face. I have a fiance who's from Ireland now, so they're definitely better with compliments in a weird way. We were really hungover one of the mornings and we woke up and he looked at me and he goes, why'd you look so good, you fucking weirdo? Thank you. I found it hard with the American man. He didn't vote for Trump. He is liberal. I know this because he was spending all of my money. So it's a tight line, ladies. It was hard with him. He was a very nice man, but it was hard with him because we were so culturally different. He stopped working during our relationship, and it wasn't like he was like sick or anything. He just stopped going to work, and I couldn't understand it because I'd grown up with. I have so many brothers, I have so many uncles, and Irish men identify by their work ethic. Before they'll say their name to introduce themselves, they'll be like, "Touch my hand, it's so rough. I've worked every day in my life." So I couldn't understand that he would just stop going to work. My friends were like, your biggest red flag there was the fact that he was playing video games every day. But I had dated alcoholics before, so I was just so happy to know where he was, you know. So was the couch. I did tell him to get a job, and he's, you know, traditionally men, you guys are great listeners, so he heard propose, and he started showing me engagement rings. They were only $300. I'm actually not materialistic. I'm the type of person who brags about getting things like secondhand or whatever. I don't mind that it wasn't an expensive engagement ring. What I do mind is that he owed me $500. So I was like, does this come with $200? Well, I didn't want to be proposed to. I didn't feel like we were in that place. Just because, you know, I didn't move to the country to support an American... Anyway, it's not the immigrant dream I was told. But he saw that I was kind of distant about this potential engagement, and he goes, I'm not going to propose until you let me call you baby. Just as a joke, but this had been something for 3 years that I told him he can't call me baby. Irish women find that an ick. When he said that to me as well, especially in the context of proposal, it was so annoying because he was like, oh, I'm not going to propose until you let me call you baby. I was like, excuse you. I paid for the rent this month. You can call me madame. He came back on a trip to Ireland with me. I had just started making a little bit of money off comedy. I know. I mean, I make more now, but yeah. I mean, you know, I only have cats. You know, they have a $500 loo right now, so they're living well. But he wanted to go to Ireland with me for the Christmas, and he didn't have any money. And so I paid for the trip to Ireland. I feel really guilty about this in hindsight, but whatever, it's done. But my dad was not happy with all of this because he can't understand. My dad's had literally 7 jobs, like consecutively his whole life, okay? He's a policeman at home, but he's also a farmer. He grows his own potatoes because he's like, we'll never let it happen again. Oh my God, you guys know about the Irish famine. I love yous. He did recently. He also has raging ADHD, and he planted the potatoes, and he lost where he planted them. So he had to make some more. Anyway, it was a whole big thing. But so when this American man came home, he decided it was an appropriate time to ask my dad for permission to marry me, which obviously was not okay with my dad because he also thinks that American men have their pockets lined with gold. So he was like, you got the one per fucker, do you know? So every time he would go up to my dad and he'd be like, this American man, he'd be like, Seamus, yes, my dad's name's Seamus. It's okay, he's a hack. And he'd be like, Seamus, I have a serious question to ask you, but my dad wouldn't want to have the conversation, so he'd be like, I can't talk now, I have to feed the cows. Except for we don't have any cows, so I don't know what fucking field he was wandering around 5 times a day. So when I went back to America, I broke up with my ex, and my ex handled it really well. Because that is the thing, we're quite nervous as women, like, I don't know, you're just like, you know, I don't want to get killed. And okay, some people aren't on TikTok. But he took ownership for everything and took accountability and was really like, okay, I need to sort out my life. I thought that was great. So then I called my dad afterwards and I was like, that was the best breakup ever. Because like, that's what women we love. We love just hearing you guys be like, yeah, I'm wrong. So I was like, I was fucking delighted. My dad goes, oh, he's even too lazy to argue. But I have an Irish fiancé now. It's very romantic how I go with my fiancé. I know that's weird that I've just said that myself, but I swear I'll sell it to you. We've known each other since we were 11. We first kissed when we were 12, but nothing came from it because we were drunk. Some stereotypes are real. Yeah, oh yeah. So it is romantic. Okay, so and then we were friends until we were like 20, and then I went to college, moved to America. We reconnected in Rotterdam in our 30s. But I know that you guys don't know. He's from Ireland. He lives in Ireland. I realise that geography's not the best subject here, but that's really far away. Okay, it's totally fucking random that he was in Rotterdam. I was actually at a show and I was doing a show and there was a group of Irish lads in the back, but you can't see. So I was like, anybody from Ireland? They were like, yeah. And I was like, where? And they were like, Kildare. And I was like, I'm from Kildare. And then I was like, where? And they were like, Leasup. I was like, I'm from Leasup. And then they were like, yeah, you know us. And I was like, I can't see. And then one of the lads shouted up his name, and I was like to the audience, great, is there anybody else here who I used to kiss in my teens? And then afterwards, he was like really forward with having feelings for me. And this is random. We hadn't spoke to each other in 10 years, by the odd DM, which I'll talk about in a second. But we hadn't, and he was like really clear about having feelings. Because I was going to say, if there's any Irish women in the room, they would know it's mental that my fella told me that he had feelings for me, because Irish men don't have feelings. And the problem is that a lot of women who are not from Ireland really want to date Irish men because Hosier is doing awful propaganda for them right now. When we slept together for the first time, I'd been in New York, and you already know, if I'd been friends with you, you would have also helped me get rid of the shame. Like, you do get rid of a lot of it when you're in New York. You become very, like, sex positive. And, you know, so he'd been in Ireland the whole time. So when we slept together for the first time, he laughed in my face. Now, I love that all of you guys have been laughing. You could have laughed more. But never in my comedy goals as my career did I ever want laugh while inside me. So I was like, what the fuck are you laughing at? And he goes, I'm sorry, you're just so American. And I go, how am I American? He goes, you're making loud noises. I was like, I love that pleasure is an American concept. Also, I still had my underwear on and he still had his socks on. I was like, this is the most Irish sex I've had in a decade.